Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bendy, and here on this channel we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. Today's video is going to be one of my videos that has to do with current events. I'm deciding that I'm going to interchange my content. So one video might be about manifestation and spirituality and different subject matter having to do with that. And then the next video may be about all of that in relevance to current events, what's happening. I still want to be an escape for you guys. I still want you guys to use my videos as an opportunity to unplug for 10 minutes from all the chaos that is happening. But this is a really big shift that is happening globally, and I don't know. I just felt like, what kind of influencer would I be if I didn't talk about the influence that each of us as individuals have on this global shift? So yeah. So speaking of significance in world events, I want to talk to you guys today about spiritual bypassing and trying to ignore the darkness that individuals go through because it's not high vibrational. There is significance. Is my camera like super uneven? What's going on here? So anyway, there is significance in the events that happen in the world. I know that a lot of times I'm guilty of, and a lot of spiritual YouTubers are guilty of, saying, focus on your reality, focus on your internal state, because the world is a reflection of your internal state and your beliefs. And this is true. This will always be true. But there are eternal truths that have to do with the global consciousness. Our internal perspective is a part of the global consciousness. So it's not necessarily that we are separate, but we are a part of the oneness. So only focusing on yourself and putting blinders on to what's going on in your community or what's going on in the world can make you spiritually immature. And we will get a little more into that later. Jesus and Buddha never said, ignore the evils of the world and only focus on your internal state. They never said that. They did advocate for understanding your own perspective, understanding your own internal state so that you knew how you can make the world, the collective consciousness, better. Ignoring what is going on in your community and in your world because you want to keep a high vibration is not only selfish, but it's also ego-based. It keeps you trapped within your own ego. I want to vibrate higher, so I don't care about these people's problems. I'm just going to focus on this. I want to keep my vibration high, so I'm just going to meditate and just not worry about all of the people who are hungry, all of the people who are suffering. Because if I ignore all of that, I will be able to be the happiest version of myself. Again, you're making it your responsibility to control all of your external reality so that you can make sure your internal state's good. And that's not really how it works. How it works is we move through the world, and because of discipline and because of knowledge of self, we're able to move through the world, and no matter what we experience, no matter what we witness, we're able to meet that with compassion, patience, love, and understanding. There is such significance in the global shift happening with Black Lives Matter. There are Black Lives Matter protests all over the world, which is something that has never happened before. And the phrase Black Lives Matter, though it is so controversial, it is a phrase that would not have been mainstream maybe even 15 years ago. It would have been just chopped immediately because the powers that be, the people who are in control of the media, would just not have let that phrase spread. So the fact that we are, and it's not a coincidence, but the fact that we are all of a sudden in this place where Black people are given a voice so that we can speak our truth and really convey our own internal state is so powerful. I don't know a lot about Little Mix, but the black member of Little Mix recently spoke about being the only black member of the group and how traumatic that was for her. And in this statement, she said, "The world is finally ready to listen." And everything that's going on right now with Black Lives Matter, the stuff that's happening now, everything that black people are talking about, none of it's new. But it's like the rest of the world just didn't have space for it before. There's not really a better way I could put it. Black people have been suffering for centuries, and the rest of the world just didn't have space. Even people, even non-black people with love in their hearts would have a little bit of space to be compassionate, but not enough space to do anything about it outside of their compassion. So I've been getting a lot of comments from white people saying that I don't understand what I preach on my channel, and that I don't understand the concept of oneness. And I think that this is really interesting, because for that to be true, I think a lot of people think that oneness means the same mind. And that's really concerning, because the concept of oneness is that we are all the same energy, and that I am you and you are me. But the complexity and the beauty comes from the fact that though we are all one, thanks to our egos and our identities, we are these complicated puzzle pieces that still all fit together and flow with each other. All of our different identities and all of our different perspectives are what make the world go round. Different people have different ideas that allow us to push the consciousness further, raise the consciousness, and push our progress further. Identity contributes to our shared consciousness. So my identity and your identity are equally just as important when it comes to the progression of Earth, the universe, reality. All of our joint realities are what make life. And when we think about synchronicities, I think that I didn't have this in my notes, but this is actually a really good example. Think about synchronicities. Think about when, for example, this has been happening to me a lot. I will be working, I'll be typing something for work, or I will be thinking something in my mind for work. And if the TV's on, or if I have music on, I will think a word at the same time as the television says it, or as the song says it. And for that to happen, I have to have my own individual identity. And whoever made the television show or whoever made the song has to have their own individual identity. And our identities synced up. And our identity synced up because whatever I synced up with was in alignment with wherever I was in that moment. Reality is so complex, but we are transcending hate for love. We are not transcending ego for spirituality. We're not supposed to be getting rid of our egos. We're not supposed to be getting rid of our identities. And for Black people, the majority of us, our identities have a lot of darkness and pain based off of our life experiences. And I think that a lot of the spiritual community is trying to tell us, stop focusing on that. You're obsessed with it. It doesn't have to be a part of you. And what we've been screaming is, it is a part of us because we were born into it and our ancestors were born into it. So it's not that we're trying to focus on the negative. It's that our shadow is a part of our spirit. And that's what adds to our significance in this reality. So let's talk about spiritual bypassing really quickly. So telling Black people to ignore their trauma in order to be high vibes only is spiritual bypassing. And what spiritual bypassing is wanting all the glory and all the loveliness from having a relationship with the universe without going through the darkness and the shadow to understand yin and yang, to understand lightness and to understand light and dark. Because the universe does not only work with light. It's not daytime all the time. There's day and there's night. It is a balance. It is a balance of both. Joy comes and goes. Sadness comes and goes. Things are always changing. It's the way life works so that we can always be expanding and understanding this universe that we live in. Every painful experience allows us to understand reality even more, as opposed to if we were happy all the time. Would any of us even be trying to learn anything if everything was perfect and we were absolutely happy every single moment of every single day for the rest of our lives? And of course you can be happy in an overall sense, but in individual situations throughout your day, though, that conflict, that struggle expands your reality. It's important. So trying to force your way past that so that you can be high vibes only all the time is literally spiritual bypassing. It's the perfect phrase. And doing that keeps you spiritually immature. By being high vibrations only, I only vibrate at this level, love and light. I don't care that your ancestors were slaves. You're not a slave now. Love and light. That type of perspective keeps the person saying love and light so immature, so spiritually immature. Because the darkness that the other has can allow the person who is afraid of the darkness to understand, one, that darkness doesn't kill you, and two, within pain is so much to learn. And sometimes other individuals can have a pain that you will never experience. But learning about that pain can allow you to overcome so much in your own personal life. I want to wrap this video up with a meditation. But before we get into that, I want to tell you that this is your time. This is a time where every single individual identity always matters. But this is a time when you can take your identity, you can take your ego, and learn how to push it out into reality. The purpose of an ego is for a spirit to understand how it can move through the physical world. And an example would be a person's spirit can really love making people feel at home. Very maternal. So that person's ego might decide that they want to be an architect and build homes. So building homes and being an architect makes that person feel physically validated because it allows them to flourish through their spirit while producing something in the physical world. So that being said, right now, your ego is so important. Yes, getting too wrapped up in the ego can be a dangerous game. Absolutely. But understanding your ego and understanding your identity gives you power, because your identity is how you move through this physical world. So right now, I encourage you to give yourself some self-love, and we're going to do that in a moment, and also understand that exactly the way you are is perfect. Who you are and how you feel is perfect, and it has very specific significance to everything that is happening right now. So you can choose to be uncomfortable with yourself, keep your identity and your ego inside of yourself and just continue to force your positivity, or you can sit with your emotions and figure out what you want to do in this physical reality to continue to help the consciousness raise and help the world move forward, because something insanely amazing is happening right now, and you get to decide which side you want to be on. Yes, I'm talking about duality. I know duality is also dangerous, but it's relevant in this time. You can be on the side of ignore this and you'll transcend, which I personally don't believe is true. Or you can be on the side of be a part of this, understand it, and transcend. It's up to you. But you're ready for it, and you can handle it, and you're important. Okay. So let's meditate. Very quickly, I have some new goodies from Just Sin Roy. She is the person I got my first singing bowl from. So she sent me 2 more singing bowls, and they are wonderful. Go to her website. Go to her website and get you some good old spiritual stuff. So go ahead and settle in to where you are sitting right now. Push your hips into the earth. Connect to the earth. Connect your root chakra. Know that you are safe. Know that in this moment you are perfect. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Continue breathing. Maybe you keep your eyes open. If you're comfortable, you can close your eyes or you can simply lower your gaze. Whatever feels good to you. And I just want to let you know that there is a beauty within you that is so important. A light within you, shining from your heart, that contains all the secrets and all the depths of your soul. And though some days this heart space might be easier to access than others, it's always working. It's always there because it's a part of you. You are so significant to everything that is happening on this planet, in this universe. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. I am so important. I am so important. I am so important. My voice has significance. My voice has significance. I am tapping into universal love. I am tapping in to universal love. I am tapping in to universal love. I feel love. I feel love. I feel love. I am love. I am love. I am love. I give love. Now I invite you to visualize this love that you feel in your heart. You can visualize a person whom you love dearly. You can visualize an act of service that can help you manifest the love from within your heart into physical reality. Begin to wiggle the fingers. Begin to wiggle the toes. If your eyes are closed, slowly opening your eyes, soft gaze, taking in the world around you. I love you. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you take away anything from it, know that you matter. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up so other people know that it is valuable. If you would like me to expand on anything that I've talked about, let me know in the comments and I will address this topic in a future video. Last but not least, please make sure that you are subscribed and that you click the notification bell so that you can become a part of the Bendy Bunch and become a reality bender yourself. Love you with all my heart. Love you with all my soul. I'll see you next time. Bye.